Right now, live at 5.
Thanksgiving Day meals are delivered throughout the community.
And 6 months after his death, the area of the George Floyd Memorial in Minneapolis is still blocked off and leaving those living in the area concerned for their safety. Plus, an update on the Iron Rage Task Force assembled over the summer looking to combat systemic racism. But first, many Thanksgiving traditions are looking different this year, the modifications being made to ensure everyone's health and safety this holiday.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Thank you so much for joining us on this edition at Live at 5. We're taking a look from downtown Duluth over at Bentleyville Tour of Lights. Those lights just popped on for this very happy Thanksgiving Day. Good evening and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Natalie Grant. Thanks for joining us. Kristen and Tony are off today. In Minnesota, COVID-19 cases and deaths are continuing to rise. Now, as of yesterday, nearly 6,400 new cases were reported. 72 more people have died. And now, due to the holiday, that database will not be updating today with the latest numbers. Meanwhile, the state of Wisconsin continues to see COVID cases in a downward trend. The number of cases has now declined every day since last Saturday, after the state saw a record high last Wednesday. Now, as of yesterday, Wisconsin has seen over 54,000 new or 5,400 new cases, rather, with 63 deaths confirmed. And in Michigan, the state reported nearly 5,000 new positive cases yesterday and 75 new deaths. Meanwhile, there's concern this Thanksgiving holiday that it will lead to an even higher spike in coronavirus infections as families are getting together with loved ones despite CDC recommendations. Now, as of Wednesday, the United States reported more than 2,200 new COVID deaths. That's the highest toll since early May. Nearly 90,000 COVID patients are currently hospitalized in the United States. Elise Preston reports from New York, where the annual Thanksgiving Day parade went on with a few modifications.
A record number of COVID-19 patients are spending this Thanksgiving in hospitals across the nation. Other coronavirus patients are recovering at home, including truck driver Anil Gallmarker of Kansas, who is now breathing through a tracheotomy tube. He says his main concern when he got sick was his family.
I mean, the last thing I thought, and I prayed, scared that I had infected my wife and my kids and my mom.
In Minnesota, as ICU beds near capacity, the state has set up a command center to coordinate patients with hospital care.
Patient placement is always a little bit like a game of Tetris. And you've got to find that right bed in the right space at the right time.
Despite calls to stay home this Thanksgiving to limit the spread of the virus, the TSA says it screened more than 1 million travelers at checkpoints nationwide Wednesday. That's the most since mid-March. Health experts say those who choose to have big Thanksgiving meals should still take precautions.
Focus the meal in short periods. So you're eating the meal, and then the rest of the time where you're talking and socializing, your social distance and wearing a mask is critical.
The annual Thanksgiving Day parade here in New York City is one tradition that thankfully has not been canceled because of the virus. But it is much different this year. There's a shorter route, and there's only a handful of onlookers instead of the usual crowds.
We found one couple who dressed up to watch the parade.
I guess if you can make anyone smile during this time, you're doing your job, you know?
Another change, fewer handlers escorting the giant balloons. They still provided an uplifting sight during these difficult times.
Now, the Broadway performances during the parade earlier this morning were pre-recorded. Thanksgiving typically means thousands heading to the deck for the Twin Ports Thanksgiving Day buffet. But this year with the pandemic, changes had to be made. After several weeks of preparations, the big day arrived and volunteers delivered warm meals to people in need. CBS3's Emma Quinn got an inside look today.
Organizers and volunteers for the Twin Ports Thanksgiving Day buffet were hard at work early Thursday morning, packing bagged lunches and hot meals in order to keep the 30-year tradition going during the pandemic. Volunteers whipped up and sent off more than 1,000 bagged lunches to organizations like Chum and the Damiano Center. Another 2,300 hot meals were delivered to families and people in need throughout the Twin Ports. Event organizers said getting meals out the door on Thanksgiving was nothing short of triumphant.
It's one of those events that it kind of gives hope within the community, and to be able to give hope to someone at this time of year, especially as we're starting to shut back down, it's great to be able to put a smile on someone's face.
UPS, Mayo Clinic Ambulance, and the 148th Fighter Wing all helped deliver the meals. Now, preparations began over 2 weeks ago, and volunteers say while things are different this year, they have become a well-oiled machine.
All right, thanks, Emma. And coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from volunteers who helped out with today's special event. Now, in July, the Hibbing Police Department created a new community task force to combat systemic racism. 4 months into the project, the task force is making progress, starting with changing their name. They used to be called Anchoring the Blue, but changed their name to the Hibbing Task Force to be more inclusive. Hibbing Police Chief Steve Estes says the task force has helped people recognize and discuss their differences.
Everybody's perspective is different. And just because mine or one of my officers might look at it a certain way, somebody else who's dealing with it might not look at it the same way. And we have to be open-minded about that and understand where they're coming from too.
Now, Estes says that people shouldn't be afraid to step forward and say how they feel if something is bothering them. The Hibbing Task Force has met around 10 times so far. 6 months after the death of George Floyd, people continue to visit the memorial at East 38th Street and Chicago Avenue in the Twin Cities. The streets have been blocked off by protesters since May, and that's become a concern for some people that are living in the neighborhood. John Lawrenson has the details.
But I don't feel like this area is safe. I want to go outside and be like, man, I feel safe today.
The man's voice you are hearing is a homeowner who lives near the George Floyd Memorial.
I don't like going out to see, the F word spray painted on the ground and the concrete all over the place.
Concerned about his own safety, he asked not to be identified, but he still wants to be heard.
But if you're not going to allow police to come in here, at least be against the people who are openly harming other people.
For months, he says he's watched a variety of crimes committed outside his front door, from carjackings to burglaries, and he believes criminals feel like they're untouchable here.
They're trying to say, like, oh, maybe they're crimes of desperation. Yeah, what about the victims,
A major concern for some people living on the block is medical emergencies. How can first responders safely get to someone who needs help? Neighbors tell us they've seen cases where people will throw things at officers who are escorting paramedics to a call.
And the concern isn't like, oh, I hope that person's okay. I'm hearing people saying, like, why'd they let that police officer in? That's like their main concern. I feel like that's backwards.
He believes the majority of people in the neighborhood would like to see a permanent memorial for George Floyd, but would also like to see the streets reopened.
Because most people, they're kind of just like, hey, we're in support of George Floyd, but we want our space back.
Now, there is no word yet on when the barricades will be removed, but there are plans to create a permanent George Floyd memorial at 38th in Chicago. Turning things over to weather, meteorologist Peter Kavakowskis joins us for a first look at that Thanksgiving forecast. A pretty mild day out there today. Not anything like we saw last year with all that snow.
Yeah, definitely no snow today, but, we had those clouds overhead, and temperatures today only topped out into low to mid-30s. 36 degrees down by the lake, 32 on top of the hill, 31 in Hibbing, 30 in Orr, 31 in International Falls, 32 in Baudette. Down in Wisconsin, they were sitting in the mid-30s down there, 35 in Ashland, 33 in Hayward, 36 degrees in Ironwood, Michigan. So just above average for today. Currently outside from Canal Park, as you can see, taking a look down towards Bentleyville with those lights shining bright. We have 34 degrees right now. West wind blowing at 10 miles per hour, so it makes it feel like 26 degrees if you have any plans to bring you out and about this Thanksgiving evening. As the forecast for tonight goes, 24 degrees, mostly cloudy, stray shot and a few flurries, maybe enough to coat the grassy surfaces, and that west wind blowing between 5 and 10 miles per hour. But the good news is, taking a look at the 3-day forecast, it looks to be a great stretch of weather ahead. 34 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies for 42 degrees on Saturday. Just how long that warm weather lasts and how big the cool down is going to be, I'll have all that coming up in my full forecast. Natalie?
All right, thanks, Peter. Still to come at Live at 5, why one man wants to make a hockey movie on the Iron Range, and an uptick in the amount of deer taken this year in Wisconsin. City by City is coming up next.
CBS 3 News is brought to you by Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Medicare isn't everyone's favorite thing to shop for, but with UCare, it might be worth a browse because right now, UCare is offering a $0 premium plan statewide. And unlike original Medicare, you also get prescription drugs, doctor visits, dental, hearing, and glasses. Fire off any questions to a decomplicator today. Hey, it's what we're here for. UCare, people-powered health plans.
Prime Appliance, the first with Black Friday pricing all month long during our Black November sale. To save you money and shop normal hours. In today's world, other merchants will follow our lead. What a concept, savings and convenience. Save big on our in-stock high-end counter-depth Fisher & Paykel refrigerator starting now at just $13.99. We also have small upright and chest freezers in a limited quantity starting at just $2.19. Prime Appliances Black November sales, the best place to save on appliances.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of November, we are offering free upgrades to a premium wall system for all your bath and shower purchases. All of our products are backed by the Good Housekeeping seal of approval and come with a lifetime warranty. You can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments till 2022. This offer ends November 30th, so call us today or go online to book your appointment. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
Access North, celebrating 35 years of service.
Being retired, I was looking for a little supplemental income. Access North offered the perfect solution with their homemaking services position. It's not only personally rewarding, helping other seniors and veterans, but it helps me stay active, the hours are flexible, and I can make some extra money too.
For more information about their homemaking services and other employment positions, call Access North, Center for Independent Living today.
Welcome back to this edition of Live at 5. We are taking a look at Spirit Mountain on this cloudy Thanksgiving Day. Now that sun is starting to go down, will we be seeing a snow anytime soon? Meteorologist Peter Kevakauskas will have your full forecast in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the region. A movie is being made on the Iron Range, plus an increase in the amount of deer tagged in Wisconsin. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. According to the Wisconsin DNR, hunters killed slightly more deer during opening weekend of Wisconsin's traditional 9-day gun season than last year. The data released by the Wisconsin DNR showed a 2.3% increase in deer harvested in 2020 compared to last year in 2019. Nearly 560,000 deer tags were sold in Wisconsin this year. Soon, a movie will be filmed on the Iron Range. The movie is named Way of the Warriors. This independent film features hopes to create an authentic story centered around high school hockey on the range. The director of the movie grew up in Minnesota playing hockey, and he hopes that his film will showcase the unique culture, people, and places of the state of hockey. Now, in a nutshell, the story is about a high school coach who has terminal cancer. He has 2 sons on the team, and it chronicles the trials and tribulations of a team trying to win the state championship. The film will be released next Thanksgiving. Staying on the range in Hibbing, Grandma's in the park will be closing its doors for good this Friday, leaving nearly 30 people without a job. Now, according to the general manager, COVID-19 is not the only reason for the closure, but it was the final nail in the coffin. The dedicated restaurant staff were hard at work today, preparing over 400 meals for takeout and delivery on Thanksgiving. The restaurant will remain open for curbside and delivering until 8 p.m. on Friday. Now, if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, this Thanksgiving is the 400th anniversary of the landing of the Mayflower. How it was celebrated this year, coming up next.
And I've got a forecast you can be thankful for. I'll have that full extended forecast coming up after the break.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Baki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
November is Black Stainless Month at Johnson Mertz, and the best time to save big on brands you love, including Whirlpool. Whether you're replacing one appliance or your entire kitchen suite, consider Whirlpool's black stainless as a softer, warmer alternative to traditional stainless steel. Plus, its fingerprint-resistant finish makes cleanup a breeze. So hurry in during Black Stainless Month and upgrade your kitchen with Whirlpool appliances. Johnson Mertz, it's a trusted name.
To all our MediaCom customers, thank you.
We just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting us to keep your family connected.
We'll do whatever it takes. Yep, we got you.
Thank you so much for being patient and your support.
You all are the reason that we do what we do, and we couldn't do it without you.
So thank you. We appreciate you, and please stay safe.
Thank you for being a part of our MediaCom family.
You're the best.
Thank you.
I need your help fighting COVID-19.
You might have COVID and not have symptoms.
Please wear a mask.
Love others by protecting them. Stay home.
We know you miss your friends and family. We do too.
We can make a difference if we change our behavior.
The time is now to mask up, wash your hands, and stay home.
Avoid gatherings as much as possible. Be safe this holiday season.
From all of us at Live Local CBS3, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Melt the cold winter with hot gear from Duluth Lawn and Sports.
You work hard for your money and deserve to see it go the extra mile. Join us Wednesday mornings and hear from local experts on tips to better manage your finances in Eye on Money on Live Local CBS3. Brought to you by MPPL Financial. Local CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Hey, good evening. I'm Peter Kivikauskas in for Dave tonight. Well, today we got to 32 degrees, so just slightly above average. Taking a look at today's almanac, you can see clocked in at 32 degrees at Duluth International. Average of 30. Definitely not quite hitting that record of 55. Set back a while ago. Temperatures currently across the region, you can see 34 degrees down by Lake 31 on top of the hill, 29 in Hibbing, 28 already in Orr as well, 28 degrees in Baudette as well, 27 in Big Fork and Grand Rapids. Down in Wisconsin, they're sitting in the low to mid 30s down there, 34 in Ashland, 32 in Solon Springs, and 33 degrees in Superior. The good news is as we head through the rest of the night tonight, those temperatures don't fall back all that much further because we have those mostly cloudy skies overhead. So let's time it all out. As you can see, Thursday, 5 p.m., we're talking about mostly cloudy skies overhead. And as we head towards midnight or so, you can see those clouds begin to fill in a little bit more. As we head towards the early a.m. hours of tomorrow, you'll begin to see a little bit of snow showers, especially dot the map towards the Twin Ports and points north towards Hibbing, Ely, or International Falls. It's really not going to produce all that much snow, maybe just enough to quickly coat the grassy surfaces as we head through the morning tomorrow, but nothing that's going to impact your morning commute whatsoever. Friday, 8 a.m., you can see all those snow showers are gone. We're left with partly cloudy skies overhead. You can see the western edge of the clouds beginning to clear the region towards International Falls, Bemidji points west of Brainerd as well. You can see there's no clouds left out there, and that's all going to head our way as we head through the rest of the day on Friday. As you can see, even towards Friday at 2 p.m., well, partly cloudy skies overhead, even some mostly sunny conditions. So tomorrow, decreasing clouds, and that paves the way for a good weekend ahead. As you can see, we wake up Friday night, mostly clear skies, and that just continues as we head towards Saturday. Maybe a few clouds up north towards Saturday, early a.m., 6 a.m., but those quickly clear the way. We're left with mostly sunny skies in place for today on Saturday, with temperatures climbing into the 40s. I'll have more on that coming up in just a bit. So how much snow tonight? Not that much at all. Maybe a quick coating, a tenth of an inch for us here in Superior, maybe up to a half an inch in Orr, International Falls, points north towards Baudette, towards the Porter region up there. So not that much snow up there at all, just enough to quickly coat the grassy surfaces. Won't impact your morning commute whatsoever. And here's your forecast for tonight. Temperatures tonight fall back into the mid and upper 20s, 24 in Duluth, 23 in Hibbing, 23 in International Falls as well. 24 in Solon Springs, 26 in Ashland, 25 in Hayward, and 27 in Siren. Your forecast for tomorrow, temperatures climb into the mid and upper 30s, 34 in Duluth, 31 in Grand Rapids, 29 in Hibbing, 29 in International Falls, 35 in Ashland, 33 in Solon Springs. With those decreasing clouds as we progress through the rest of the day, and here's how the 7-day forecast is shaping up. It's a pretty boring 7-day, that's what I have to say. You can see we have some shots at clouds Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday. But meanwhile, mostly sunny skies for the rest of the days, and temperatures in the 30s, 40s, and 20s on there as well. So
you know what, Peter? This is a refreshing forecast. I was saying this earlier. Last year at this time, we had that giant snowfall. I don't know if you heard about it all the way over on the East Coast. That giant system that came through here. We were battling the biggest snowstorm Duluth had seen in years. So the fact that we have some sun, some 40s. I think anybody in our region will be taking that versus what we saw last year.
None of that are 7-day.
Perfect. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Peter.
Yep.
This Thanksgiving, a new look at history as we mark 400 years since the Pilgrims reached America on the Mayflower, with Indigenous people included as a partner in the anniversary events for the first time. Nancy Chen reports from Plymouth, Massachusetts.
A newly restored Mayflower II returned to Plymouth, Massachusetts this summer, nearly 400 years after pilgrims aboard the namesake original first arrived on these shores. Michelle Pecoraro is the executive director of Plymouth 400, a nonprofit commemorating the national legacy. This year, the group welcomed a new partner, the Indigenous people living in the area when the pilgrims arrived.
We have Wampanoag board members. We have a Wampanoag advisory committee made up of Native people. So it is the first real attempt to have a historically accurate and a culturally inclusive commemoration.
A member of the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe, Steve Peters, created an exhibit for Plymouth 400 called Our Story.
It sort of marks the beginning of the end for my people here. You know, it's important that people understand it so that they can start to be a little bit more humane and compassionate.
Members of the Wampanoag Nation and the Pilgrims came together after the next fall's harvest, what we now call Thanksgiving. They lived side by side for 50 years until war broke out, devastating the Wampanoag and their way of life. Peters plans to mark this 400-year milestone with a traditional feast, but he'll also be remembering the sacrifice of his forefathers.
We give thanks for our ancestors' ability to persevere in spite of every obstacle that's been faced in front of them over the past 400 years since the European arrival and the colonization of this country.
History offering a lesson in gratitude and perseverance 4 centuries later.
Now, many of Plymouth's 400's events have been postponed until next year, but some conferences and exhibits are now virtual and can be held on their website. Turning things back to our region, the Red Lake and White Earth bands of Chippewa filed a motion to stop Enbridge from starting a Line 3 construction. Now, the band filed the motion Wednesday night, saying COVID-19 infection rates along the pipeline route are higher than anywhere else in the region. A tribal attorney for Red Lake says employing thousands of workers to build the project will accelerate the spread of infection in northern Minnesota. The state's appellate court is still considering other appeals on the Line 3 project. Still to come, are you looking to add a furry member to the family for this holiday? We introduce you to paintball right after the break.
Healthy Systems USA Black Friday sale. 2-month program, 1-month price. It's like getting 1 month for free. Buy it for yourself or split it with a friend. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
I was just sitting for dinner when my phone buzzed. My mother says, "You never call your mother." And I'm like, "I've had a lot on my plate." And she goes, "Speaking of plates, are you eating better?" And I'm like, "I'm just having grilled chicken and broccoli from Quick Trip." I discovered take-home meals that their super cute cashier Ashley would tell you are freshly made and absolutely delicious. And Mom's like, "Ashley?" And I'm like, "Gotta go, call you soon." Mom never misses a beat.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
At
Hannah Johnson Fabrics, we put love, creativity, and talent into everything that we make. This holiday season, check out our beautiful selection of holiday fabrics and material. Our fabulous team can help you find the perfect materials for your project. We even have perfect laser print kits for mask making. We offer online shopping, curbside pickup, and 2-day FedEx Express delivery. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and tune in for our Facebook Lives on Thursday nights. Happy holidays from all of us at Hannah Johnson Fabrics.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
Well, we love showing you how amazing Minnesota is. It's been even more fun having you show us. Thank you for continuing to safely support Minnesota hospitality businesses. ExploreMinnesota.com.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Coming up tonight on the CBS3 News at 6, ICU beds are reaching capacity across Minnesota. We take a look at the team dedicated to make sure everyone is getting the care that they need.
And I've got a forecast you can be thankful for. I'll have the details tonight.
Healthy Systems USA Black Friday sale. 2-month program, 1-month price. It's like getting 1 month for free. Buy it for yourself or split it with a friend. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
Live, local, CBS3.
Thanksgiving is the #1 day of the year for home and cooking fires. Now, that's according to the National Fire Protection Association. In 2018, U.S. fire departments responded to around 1,360 home cooking fires on Thanksgiving. Unintended cooking was by far the leading contributor in cooking fires and fire deaths. Cooking caused almost half of all reported home fires and home fire injuries and is the second leading cause of home fire deaths between 2014 and 2018. Now, it is that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets. And today's pet comes to us from the Precious Paws Humane Society in Chisholm. Meet Paintball. She is 8 years old with a distinct coloring and big blue eyes. Paintball is very loving. He's a very loving cat who loves to cuddle on warm laps while being brushed, but she can also be a great work from home companion as long as you get her a comfy bed. Paintball is quiet unless she's purring. Very cute. Well, if you would like to set up an appointment to adopt Paintball, then you can call the number right on your screen.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
All sportsmen, regardless of your passion, run the risk of transporting aquatic invaders, so it's important. Always clean, drain, and dry.
Waterfowl hunting is a passion for many, but it puts us into close contact with a lot of vegetation and bottom materials. This means we need to stay hyper-vigilant against the spread of nuisance invaders like Eurasian water milfoil and zebra mussels, to name a few. Start by clearing all vegetation and sediment from your blind, decoys, push poles, and anything else that could harbor an invasive organism. Do a thorough clean-off of your boat and trailer, starting at the bow and working your way to the back. Drain bilge and live well water by pulling plugs and fully trim the motor down to drain water from the outboard cooling system. Take it a step further at home and clean select gear with the hose and brush. You can't get everything at the access. Lastly, make sure your clothing and equipment have dried before going somewhere new.
DBS, your all things basement company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement company, for a free, no obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
At Bender's Shoes, we know that comfort starts from the ground up. We carry some of the best brands available, and our selection of boots and booties has never been better. Stop in to Bender's Shoes, where comfort is always in style. Located in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Duluth.
From all of us at Live Local CBS3, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Men's Wardrobe by Mainstream Fashions for Men. The annual Gift Givers sale is going on now through December 31st. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Thanksgiving night, a very quiet Canal Park. Well, let's take a moment to recap today's stories and find out what's coming up tonight at 6. Thanksgiving typically means thousands heading to the deck for the Twin Ports Thanksgiving Buffet, but this year with the pandemic, changes had to be made. Deck volunteers made and delivered over 2,000 hot meals in order to keep a Duluth tradition alive. And coming up tonight at 6, as experts fear the fallout from the holidays, ICU beds across the state are reaching capacity. We are taking a look at the command centers set up to make sure everyone gets the care that they need. Well, that's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is coming up next. We'll see you right back here tonight at 6.